In the United States, replacing a head of state requires a grueling multi-billion-dollar campaign cycle. But in July 2026, the United Kingdom completely replaced its head of government overnight without a single citizen casting a national ballot. The man who took over the premiership is Andy Burnham. Just weeks before moving into 10 Downing Street, he wasn't even a sitting member of Parliament. Americans vote directly for an individual executive, but British voters elect a parliament, and the majority party forms the government. Because the mandate belongs to the party, it can swap out its leader anytime. The new leader instantly becomes prime minister. These constitutional mechanics allowed a new administration with a different policy agenda to take control of the state in just over a month. The crisis began in May 2026. Following poor results in the local elections, Prime Minister Keir Starmer's government started to fracture. Senior cabinet members began resigning in protest. Most notably, Defense Secretary John Healey stepped down following fierce internal disputes over military spending. The Labour Party establishment tried to contain the vacuum. Fearing an outsider takeover, they actively blocked Andy Burnham, then the mayor of Greater Manchester, from running in a February parliamentary by-election. By locking him out, the political establishment barred the front door to the premiership. Burnham's allies responded by orchestrating a secondary route to power. Under the British Constitution, a prime minister must be a sitting member of the House of Commons. To solve this, Burnham's allies executed a calculated sacrifice. On May 14th, an allied MP named Josh Simons abruptly resigned from his secure Makerfield constituency, explicitly creating a legal vacancy for Burnham to fill. On June 18th, Burnham won the Makerfield by-election with 55% of the vote, securing his legal entry into Parliament. The victory triggered an immediate collapse at the top. Realizing he had lost the confidence of his party, Starmer announced his resignation 4 days later. A single local resignation bypassed the national gridlock, allowing a regional mayor to leapfrog the establishment and become the frontrunner for the nation's highest office. Instead of a drawn-out primary election season, the Labour Party executed what critics described as a swift political coronation. This visualization shows the 403 Labour seats in Parliament. Burnham secured the immediate backing of 379 of those MPs. That 94% share made it impossible for any potential rivals to gather the signatures needed to trigger a leadership contest. The final constitutional hurdle was a ceremony at Buckingham Palace, an appointment formerly known as the Kissing Hands with King Charles III. Despite the name, there is no actual kissing involved. It is a brief, private conversation where the monarch officially invites the new leader to form a government. From the local by-election to the palace visit, exactly 34 days had passed. Without a single national debate or general election, executive power had completely changed hands. Burnham arrived at number 10 with a doctrine he calls Manchesterism. The philosophy focuses on decentralization, reindustrialization, and placing essential utilities like water and energy back into public ownership. This map illustrates the intended shift. It is a counter to the top-down policies of previous decades, taking resources that traditionally settled in London and channeling them directly into northern communities. He outlined the most direct piece of this strategy during a speech at Manchester's People's History Museum, a proposal to create Number 10 North. The plan relocates a portion of the Prime Minister's office out of the capital and into the Manchester Digital Campus. Burnham has already committed to work from this northern hub at least 1 day a week. Manchesterism focuses on this geographic shift, physically moving a portion of the executive's daily operations away from the capital. This rapid pivot raised questions in Washington, where officials watched to see how a government with such a distinct domestic focus would manage foreign policy. Burnham addressed those concerns with his first major cabinet appointment, naming John Healey as Chancellor of the Exchequer. Healey is widely viewed by markets and allies as an experienced because Healey had resigned over insufficient military budgets under the previous administration. Placing him in charge of the Treasury signaled a commitment to funding the UK's defence investment plans. Burnham reinforced this on his first day in office. His first international phone call was to US President Donald Trump, explicitly underlining the new government's commitment to defense and global security. While the mechanics of British democracy might look different to American voters, and the domestic agenda has shifted toward the North, the UK's role as a steadfast military ally remains anchored in these key appointments and security commitments.